It's June 30th and I'm out giving the grapes a little bit of a minor haircut and noticing they look like they're doing pretty darn fabulous for the end of June. So we got things are coming along. This is getting to be a regular occurrence. I'm looking out the dining room window. We got a full house of kids at the farm this morning. Kenny, Anastasia, Chris, and Sean brought up his new camper to try out down in Camp A, all the way from Klamath Falls. So Sean's probably got the best view out the back door there. We all went down to the Philomath Frolic and Rodeo Parade. Only in Philomath at the parade.
Thank you.
That's even bigger this year. Aw, thank you.
Want some candy? I don't know how I'm going to keep up. I'm going to put it right in front of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good time. You too.
What are we doing today? Well, we drug some corrugated metal panels out of the trash pile. Some of you will remember the dismantling of the old shack up in the corner of the pasture. Well, these are from those. And we have a project we're getting ready to do. And I'm in preparation. I'm going to power wash these. I don't think we'll get that project on this farm report, but this will just be a little bit of a teaser for when it comes along. Our work at the blueberry farm has begun, and one of the first tasks is to get the sandbox in order for the kids. And then it's on to blueberries. And more blueberries, and more blueberries. Now there's a man who's outstanding in his field. And there's my trailer all loaded up. And I bring them into the conveyor where they get sorted. And there's Janet with a rack full of picked berries. Chris gave his mom baseball tickets for her birthday, and we all had a great time. Chris ran into Benny, an old choir buddy. We've got some big news here at the farm. Kenny popped the question. And now he and Anastasia are engaged, and we're real excited for them. He staged a little Renaissance dinner for two in the woods, complete with a guest photographer, a friend of theirs, and we're real excited for them. The bees are hard at work on the raspberries, finishing up their flower fertilizing, pollinating thing, not fertilizing, pollinating thing, and away they go. Here's the garden update for July 23rd. We got first fruits of the vegetable garden yesterday. I picked probably half a dozen little pickling cucumbers out of this first row here. And maybe a quart bag full of green beans. First green beans we got. The corn is, well, chest high at points and knee high at others, so you take your pick. But most of it's looking half decent. I think that'll come through for us. And the tomatoes are hitting the tops of their cages. And those cages are about 4 foot, so. And they have plenty of tomatoes on them. This one's a cherry. It's got a few coming. I'd say we're a ways off from ripe tomatoes though. And down here we have berries on the right and grapes on the left. I came through and did my third summer pruning yesterday so I could get them over down here. Right here we have, this first little group is Marionberries. And we've had a few this year. Here's a little bit nicer one. A big berry. It's almost ripe. We won't get a ton of Marionberries. I've been sampling here and there. But next year, this is the first year they've really grown vigorously. So, yeah. Pretty big. Give you a little perspective. And right next door in here we have Triple Crown blackberries. Those are the thornless varieties. In fact, let's go back to Marionberries for a minute. You can look at the canes on the Marionberries. You can see that they are pretty thorny guys. Tiny little sharp spikes. And then right next door we have these thornless blackberries. Nice and smooth. And so if those, as I suspect, are kind of going to prove as good as the Marionberries, I may just let the thornless blackberries take over, and they grow very vigorously. Look at, that's probably a 10-foot cane up there wanting to take over the apple tree. And we have quite a few of those coming this year. They've done very well. So this one is almost ripe, but quite a big berry too. Now that they've mastered thornless, maybe next they can go after seedless. The Triple Crowns are beaver berries, by the way, meaning they came from Oregon State University. They are OSU beavers. Woohoo. OSU developed the variety. And right across here, the grapes are going to town. So, having just pruned them, they're a little easier to see. We're not quite sure what we're going to do with all these grapes this year. Terry and I did inventory in the basement on grape juice a couple of weeks ago and decided we probably have no business juicing any more grapes this year. We need to catch up. I think we are currently in 2018 grapes. And so we juiced every year after that too. So we have, maybe we'll, I don't know, give these away or what we'll do with them. We'll see. Look at how thick they are, and they're just incredible. Can't wait for them to come in. But I'm a little concerned how much of the crop we'll get. We've been having visitors in the pasture almost daily, every other day. And as you can see, our fence is still down here, and we are working hard most days at the blueberry farm. We're playing hooky today. They didn't have a ton of orders, so we got the day off. We had to catch up on some other chores. You can see I got posts set, and that was a few weeks ago, and starting to set out fencing, ready to re-roll it back on. Now, that fencing, by the way, that is not going to deter a deer. But right now, it's kind of without any fencing, especially way up in that back corner. It's almost like an engraved invitation to come in. And so they do, and they wander in. And of course, there's an engraved invitation here to just wander right through. And I don't think they've done too much damage yet. I did find a pair on the ground this morning with some fairly large bite marks out of it. So we'll see how the pears and the apples do. The low-hanging fruit anyway, anything below 6 feet will probably be fair game unless I get some fence going here. And even then, now that they've caught a whiff of it this year, they might kind of have a little memory system and want to come on back. We lost our favorite plum tree this year. The only one, we have 3 plum trees, and there's really only 2 that, or excuse me, 1 that produces very well, and that was this one. It blossomed this spring, and then it just died. In fact, some of these are dried up blossoms, dried and almost turned black. It was weird. So I'm not sure what happened to it. We still have these 2 plums, and this one, some years it will bear a few, and it is bearing a few this year. And then this one that seems mainly ornamental. It does blossom real nice, but it has never bore anything, and very prolific with foliage. So we may cut that down and put in something more productive. The critter cam was very, very active in the last couple of weeks with lots and lots of deer. And finally, this morning, with a very different visitor. I'm beginning to think that spot in our fence line is a superhighway. Whoa! You don't see these around here every day. Let's take a look at that again.